Hi, my name is Lydia Damayanti. I am a postgraduate student at UNINDRA University, majoring in English education, and my student number is 202574700065. The outlines in this presentation are introduction, importance of speaking in EFL, why speaking is difficult in EFL, fear of mistakes and its impact, mistakes and confidence in speaking, practical ways to reduce fear, and conclusion. Today, I will talk about building speaking confidence, overcoming the fear of mistakes in EFL. Speaking is a key skill in learning English, but many EFL learners find it difficult to speak, even when they understand the language. Most learners avoid speaking not because they lack knowledge, but because they are afraid of making mistakes and being judged. In this video, we will look at why speaking feels challenging, how fear affects speaking performance, and how confidence can help learners speak more freely. Importance of speaking in EFL. First, speaking as active language use. Speaking is an active skill because learners must produce language, not just recognize it. When speaking, learners use English to communicate ideas in real situations. Second, integration of vocabulary. Grammar and pronunciation speaking requires learners to combine several language components at once. They need to choose words, apply grammar, and pronounce them clearly at the same time. Third, speaking as the main goal of EFL learning. For many learners, the main reason to learn English is to communicate orally. They want to speak English for study, work, or social interaction. Fourth, speaking as an indicator of communicative competence. Speaking ability often shows how well learners can use English in real communication. It reflects not only knowledge but also confidence and fluency. Next slide is why speaking is difficult in EFL. First, speaking happens in real time. Speaking requires immediate responses. Learners cannot pause for a long time to think or correct their sentences. Second, limited time to think, plan, or translate. Learners usually do not have enough time to translate ideas from their first language into English. This makes speaking stressful. Third, high cognitive load during speaking. While speaking, learners must think about meaning, grammar, vocabulary, and pronunciation at once. This mental load makes speaking challenging. Fourth, fear of being judged by others. Learners worry about how teachers or classmates will react to their speech. This fear often leads to hesitation or silence. Next, fear of mistakes and its impact. First, fear of grammar mistakes. Learners are afraid of using incorrect sentence structures. This fear makes them overthink and slows down their speech. Second, fear of wrong pronunciation. Learners worry that their pronunciation sounds unclear or incorrect. This fear often prevents them from using new words. The third, fear of negative peer reactions. Learners are concerned about being judged or laughed at by classmates. Social pressure increases anxiety. Fourth, students stay silent. To avoid embarrassment, many learners choose not to speak at all, even when they know the answer. Fifth, low classroom participation. Only a few confident students participate actively while others remain passive during speaking activities. And sixth, slow development or speaking skills. Because speaking practice is limited, learners' fluency and confidence develop slowly. Next slide is mistakes and confidence in speaking. First, mistakes as a sign of learning in progress. Mistakes show that learners are trying to use the language. They are part of the learning process. Second, errors as a normal part of communication. Errors happen in natural communication, especially in spontaneous speech. Third, native speakers also make mistakes. Even native speakers make grammatical or pronunciation mistakes. These show that mistakes are normal. Fourth, confidence encourages risk taking. Confident learners are more willing to try speaking, even when they are unsure. Fifth, confidence supports fluency. When learners are confident, they focus more on meaning than accuracy, which helps learn. Next slide is practical ways to reduce fear. First, focus on meaning rather than perfection. Learners should prioritize communication over accuracy. Being understood is more important than being perfect. Second, start with simple and small speaking tasks. Small tasks reduce pressure and help learners build confidence gradually. Third, practice speaking regularly. Frequent practice makes speaking feel more natural and reduce anxiety over time. Fourth, create a supportive classroom environment. A safe and respectful classroom encourages learners to speak without fear. Fifth, use positive and constructive feedback. Supportive feedback helps learners improve while maintaining their confidence. The last is conclusion. The conclusions of this presentation are: first, speaking is important but challenging. Speaking is a key skill in EFL learning, but many learners find it difficult because they are afraid of making mistakes. Second, fear slows down speaking development. This fear often leads learners to stay silent and participate less, which slows down their progress in speaking. Third, mistakes and confidence matter. Mistakes are a natural part of learning, and confidence helps learners focus on communication rather than perfection. The fourth, support and practice help learners improve. With regular practice and a supportive learning environment, learners can reduce fear and speak more confidently. Thank you for watching. I hope this video encourages you to see mistakes as a part of learning and to speak English with more confidence.